or 3 units that have managed to keep up with him throughout all of this crazy driving. It's only going to get busier the further west we get, and my worry is that the driving may start to get more aggressive, especially after you see him jumping medians and starting to do, you know, just really erratic driving like that. Here he is, oncoming lanes of traffic, over the double yellow lines, a clearer glimpse now into the passenger seat, hard to make out. This stolen U-Haul, a desperate individual behind the wheel here, and to see that passenger covering her face, if that's indeed what it did look like that, it makes you wonder now what is going on with that person. Is this person being held under duress? What is going on? We can only imagine what the situation is or how this started, but again, this is believed to be a stolen U-Haul. You can't even rule out the possibility that maybe this was a carjacking of some sort, and maybe the passenger is completely oblivious to who this person is who's driving this truck. I'm speculating here, but anything is possible based on what we're seeing here.
Certainly is. It's going into some little residential neighborhood now, it looked like, or a cul-de-sac, or? Yeah,
he may find a dead end in this neighborhood here. It might be a circle. He's pulling over, parking. He sees that there's nobody behind him. He sees a spot where he could dump the vehicle. He's going to walk away here, and the passenger is going to walk with him. The passenger is going to walk away with him, and he or she is carrying a lot of something, a lot of bags. And clothing, all bundled up there, really hard to make out a description, but now the driver going in one direction, the passenger moving in a different direction. Now it's really only a matter of seconds or short minutes before law enforcement pulls in here and takes these two down. They are not going to get very far. CHP has good eyes on these suspects. Let's go ahead and widen out just slightly to see if there's anybody in the area here. He's walking along the water. There's a channel that comes from the marina here at the end of Elliott Street. There's a marina, and now he is walking onto some rocks here. There is not easy access for the cops to get here, but here they are pulling into a parking lot. This will either become a foot pursuit unless he surrenders here in the next few seconds. Now walking towards those officers with his hands up. That's a good sign. Certainly appears he's going to surrender. Seal Beach now with their guns drawn as he assumes the position. Now proned out on the sidewalk, and this has now come to an end. Again, that passenger still outstanding. Walking away from the scene with a lot of clothing and I don't know if that was a shopping bag or whatever, but one person still at large. The driver now being taken into custody at the end of Elliott Street near the marina here in Long Beach.
Yeah, that went everywhere, all these different cities, but again, we've said this many times before, but as dangerous as it appeared, we're lucky that something more catastrophic did not happen, and then they had the wherewithal to not only get out of the vehicle, but he gave up when the officers arrived, which is all good news. Yeah, it's still a question as to the passenger and where he or she ended up going, but I'm sure that person is not far away either.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this certainly appears to have been a big joyride for that driver. Really no clear destination in mind, especially during, towards the end of this pursuit, as he just kind of meandered into this neighborhood. Here's the passenger who isn't even walking away anymore, just kind of hanging out there, loitering along Paoli Way.
Interesting.
Near Belmont Park is where this came to an end, and you'll see here, we will see if they can get an officer over here to question or detain that suspect. But that person now walking along this street here with
making a phone call.
lots of clothing there.
Phone.
So we'll see. He's just kind of meandering around here. Something tells me they will catch up to him any second here. Fortunately, the driver in custody. Nobody hurt during the course of this pursuit, but certainly some scary moments, especially towards the end there.
Approaching police officer right here, slowly coming up to this person. Let's see if,
Yep. I was going to say may or may not be aware, but certainly appears
Long Beach.
That he is aware. He's being communicated with. Maybe not. Okay. Police are aware, but that unit appears to have not been in the loop, perhaps. But police are aware of our sighting here along Appian Way in Monrovia Avenue, where this passenger is now on the phone. Again, just kind of meandering around the street here. Somebody will make their way. It's just a block over from where the pursuit ended and where they took the driver into custody. Just a matter of getting another unit over on this side to take this person in, and we will see if they can get somebody over here.
Yeah,
that's
talk about being nonchalant.
And walking really
on
slowly.
On the phone, walking slowly, and not looking the part, but that is the person. We are absolutely sure of it, and somebody is watching that, or at least watching us, and able to kind of pinpoint where this person is. Perhaps the other helicopter stayed.
There they are. There we go. All right, so police now out. They don't even have their weapon drawn. They're just going to walk right up to him.
Yep.
And if he cooperates here, it should be pretty easy. And it looks like he is cooperating.
Yeah, and appeared disoriented or just
he does
weary,
appear disoriented.
Who knows? Yeah.
Could be under the influence, you never know, but they were not even, I mean, they really were not concerned about him whatsoever. They walked right up to him. A little bit unusual there, to be honest with you. Just walked right up from behind him, and he has stopped, and he's giving himself up here.
Yeah.
But all's well that ends well. I mean, they really were able to end this one pretty peacefully here, and nobody hurt, as I mentioned.
Thank goodness, because that could have been a dangerous one. Chris Christie and Air 7 HD, as always, excellent job, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Wrap that one up without a horrible tragedy.
Thank goodness. Yeah, well, we're going to take a little time and talk about the weather, because it's always been so cold the last few days. Is it going to warm up at all?
It is going to warm up a little bit, but not